Hey everyone, what's the crack? So we're doing the Formula Agile on Tuesday and the Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus SC003C on Thursday. I'll be live streaming at 8 o'clock GMT for both of those races, as usual on a Tuesday and Thursday. So I do my track guide in the Formula Agile. The first section, I just go through the lap, my fastest lap so far, show you exactly, try to talk through it. It happens quite quickly. It's a short lap. The second part then, I'm going to break it down into smaller sections, show you where I brake, pedal inputs, all that kind of stuff, so that you can really analyze the lap, and hopefully it'll make you faster if you want to try this challenge. And then lastly, I'm going to talk a little bit about my setup and racecraft and why I went with this setup, because setup is very, very important this week. So I just got a guest presenter. Welcome along, Ronan. This is my son. So let's go full speed of the first lap. So the chicane is very, very important. I didn't get a super smooth exit there, but it was quick enough, carried enough speed and got on the throttle early enough. So turn one, you want to go out towards that 50 sign, and that's where you want to turn in. And you'll see that I'm almost flat out. It is doable to do it flat out with this setup. You just have to absolutely nail that line. So you're going fast, fast, fast. Keep an eye on the inside of the corners, those little X marks. They're the apex of pretty much each corner. Look, there's another one here, another apex. Out to the sign here, brake down to 5th gear. Nice and smooth around this corner. And then brake at the 50 again. Down to 4th. Could have done slightly better there. Carry lots and lots of speed. Flat out down Levant straight. Again, you want to aim for that middle sign, the 50 in the distance, and once you're near that, brake hard, 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 down to 4th gear and go really, really wide at this corner. Brake nice and early here into 3rd gear and out again. So that was a 102.97. So let's go and break that down just a little bit more. So entry for the chicane here, want to brake nice and early, try and get close to both the right wall and the left wall. So you see that's close enough to the right wall, and then the left wall here you want to get nice and close as well. Now don't get too close, because if we see here, that was quite close, but it does gain you time, and it's worth practicing. So again, don't get out on the grass here. Turn one, super important. I've gone with a high aero setup. I'll go into a little bit more detail on that in a little while. But so see the 50 mark here. That's pretty much where I start turning in. So at the 50 mark, turn in, and you've got your apex marker here. And you see I'm quite close to that apex. I actually caught some of the curb there. I would have been quicker if I hadn't done that. But if you look at my throttle input on the left hand side, throttle is almost flat out. I lifted off a little bit because of my error. Then up this straight. You see, again, you want to get close to, because it does make a difference if you get close to this marker, because otherwise you're going a longer distance around the outside of the track. And then here again, when you're at this sign, you want to turn in towards this apex marker, and you want to get over as far to the right hand side of the track as you can. So I wasn't perfectly over on the right, but at least I was aiming for this edge of the track here. So brake at that marker down to 5th gear and ease the throttle on to carry lots of speed through here. Resist the temptation to go into 4th gear. It will slow you down too much. Then you off again. Thanks for helping. So go out towards this 50 marker, and just around the 75, I guess, around here, I brake hard. I caught a little bit of understeer there, so it would have been better off if I had gotten closer to that apex. Now, I was saying earlier, and you can see in the vast distance here, that there are 3 signs. You want to aim for that middle sign. So you're just going straight towards that middle sign. You're actually going slightly past it, maybe aim for this marshal if you want. And then I brake just after that 50 mark. So you brake. Once you brake, you want to start aiming for this apex, or almost the edge of the house, I guess. And you want to go as far out towards the edge here as you can, because that makes this corner, the attack for this corner, a little bit easier. Because the wider you can attack this corner, the further away from that outside curve you're going to be. So through this corner, so you see the line, I'm already pointed quite nicely down the straight. So almost treat these 2 corners, so this corner and the next corner with the curbs, as one corner. Nice and wide, back in, and you see the throttle application as well. So brake, 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 and throttle. And you're committed to the throttle. Not full throttle, doesn't have to be. In this car it can be a little bit dangerous, but take advantage of my high aero setup. Now, again, the chicane, I know we've already been through it. Brake nice and early, nice and close to the right hand side. And then 3rd gear, and you want to have lost your speed before the first wall pretty much, and then coast a little bit, just keep the car composed, and then once you see that track open up, absolutely pin it again. So as for racecraft, this is a really high speed track. I would highly recommend a high aero setup. Low aero setup gets you a better hot lap, as far as I can see, but high aero setup doesn't lose you that much time. It allows you to really put pressure on people in the corners. People don't like pressure in the corners, and especially when the track opens up, if you're right up behind someone, even if you're on a higher aero setup, their slipstream is going to open it up for you. So you're basically going to mean that once you're just behind the car, your aero doesn't matter as much, because you've got their slipstream. You caught them in the corner, you've put them under pressure, and you get past them. And through the next corner, you're going to be quicker if you can stay ahead of them. So I think that tactic is going to pay off. This setup also feels very good with race fuel. So nice and quick, nice and fast. I would say don't, through those very high speed corners, don't try to go side by side with other cars. Try to really kind of outsmart them when it comes to corner exit or corner entry. Corner exit or on the straight. Not a corner entry. It's not smart unless you really know what you're doing, or unless you know the other driver's line and you're going to take advantage of that. Then by all means go for it. But really important to try and avoid being side by side. What else? Setup wise, I've softened the suspension, I've lowered the car, my tire pressures are relatively low. What else? Yeah, try the setup. I've linked the setup down below in the description. If you're new here, please do hit like, hit subscribe. If these track guides help you, please do hit like. It just bumps them up the order a little bit. I know they don't get massive views, but they have big value to the people who care about them. So I'm going to keep doing them for that reason. Nothing else, yeah. If you found some time, please comment as well. Please take the time just to give a little bit of a comment. You see that during practice I was trying all sorts of setup stuff, but I ended up going with the setup that got me the fastest lap. That's about it for me. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll chat to you later.